Hello from Echo from the Past. If you've been watching the news about Syria, you probably heard about appointing a new president. What many people do not know is that the former president Bashar al-Assad, who ruled for more than 20 years, belongs to a little-known religious minority, the Alawites. Who are the Alawites? Are they just another sect of Islam? Let's find out. The Alawites are a religious minority concentrated almost entirely on the shores of the Mediterranean Sea and in the region called the Mountain of Al-Nusayr, so they are sometimes called Nusayris. It is impossible to determine the exact number of Alawites due to the absence of a definition of them in Syria as an independent group during population censuses. It is estimated their number in the world to be between 7 and 14 million people, most of whom live on the Syrian coast and the central region, while the rest are distributed in northern Lebanon and southern Turkey. They are a very secretive and confidential group, so we know little about their history and teachings, and the debate is still ongoing about whether Alawite is an independent religion or a branch of Shia Islam. Because of the lack of literature, Alawites remain one of the obscure beliefs, as the sect is keen to keep its publications within its followers. One of the basic features of the Alawites is that it is a non-missionary religion, and is largely exclusive, as you will not find Alawite preachers or missionaries. There is no official institution working to spread the doctrine. This extreme secrecy about religion comes for security reasons, and fear of the surrounding Sunni majority. The group is affiliated with Muhammad Ibn Nusayr, who lived in the 9th century AD in Iraq, from whom the group derived its name. Let's explain something. The majority of Shia Muslims are called the Twelvers because they believe in 12 imams who succeeded Muhammad. Twelvers believe that the 12th Imam, Muhammad al-Mahdi, is still alive and will reappear to bring equality and justice to the world. Al-Mahdi is also known as Lisan al-Gaib, the character from Dune movies. Ibn Nusayr was a student of two imams from the 12 Shia Imams, Ali al-Hadi, who died in 888, and Hassan al-Askari, who died in 874. The Alawites consider Ibn Nusayr to be the legitimate gate to al-Askari and the one entrusted with his secrets. Ibn Nusayr deified the two imams and saw himself as a prophet and claimed he was given the teachings he used to establish his new beliefs. The belief spread in Syria at the hands of al-Tabarani, who died in the year 1034. He is considered the actual founder of the Alawite religion in Syria after he succeeded in convincing a significant number of people to embrace the new religion, especially in the mountainous region along the western coast, this region which has been the center of the Alawite religion since that date. What are Alawites' beliefs? Let's not forget that we know very little about this religion due to its closed and deliberately secretive nature. It is a strange mixture of several different religions, combining elements of Islam, Neoplatonism, Christianity, and Gnosticism. The main source of teaching is the Book of the Collection, written likely by al-Tabarani. The Quran is also one of their holy books, but they interpret it in a completely different way than other Muslims. There's also a comprehensive summary of the teachings and beliefs of the Nusayris in a small booklet entitled The Book of Teaching of the Nusayri Religion. The Alawites believe that in the beginning, before the existence of the world, humans were luminous celestial bodies moving around and observing the name Ali. Ali is an important figure in Islam, especially for the Shia Twelvers, being the first Imam. The humans were admiring and praying for Ali for more than 7,000 years, but their blind pride made them arrogant, so they rebelled and thus committed their first sin. For this reason, God punished them by expelling them from his kingdom and sending them down to the lower world, imprisoning them in earthly human bodies, forced to submit to the process of rebirth in God's creation. From their sins, God or Ali created devils and demons, and from the sins of the demons, women were created. For this reason, the Nusayris do not teach their women the secrets of the Nusayri faith, nor do they participate with them in prayers, rituals, or religious rites. The Alawites believe in the transmigration of souls or reincarnation. According to their beliefs, earthly life is a kind of divine punishment. And as in other religions, the purpose of life is to emerge or escape from the cycle of repeated birth and return to the heavenly kingdom in the form of the stars of the heavens. Perhaps the central aspect in the most controversial Alawite belief is the special relationship of the Alawites with the personality of Ali. What is not in dispute is that the Alawites sanctify Ali, but some sources say that this sanctification goes very far. It appears from the writings of many Alawites that Ali is considered to be God or incarnation or manifestation of God, although the Alawites today, who confirm that they are Muslims, reject this idea. It seems that the Alawites believe that God was incarnated or manifested several times throughout history, and these divine manifestations are called by the Alawites the meaning, as they say that God was incarnated or concealed 7 times. The first he was concealed in Adam, and it was called Abel, the second in Noah and was called Seth, the third in Jacob and was called Joseph, the fourth in Moses and was called Joshua, the fifth in Solomon and was called Asaph, the sixth in Jesus and was called Peter, and the seventh and last appearance of God it was in Muhammad and was called Ali. God is one unique entity, but it is called first by the meaning. This meaning created the second entity, the name. This name created the third entity, the door. So God has 3 entities, the meaning Ali, the name Muhammad who camouflages and hides the identity of Ali, and the door is Salman the Persian. Perhaps because Salman was the first Persian to embrace Islam. Salman is believed to be the link between Muhammad and Ali, and thus the Trinity is the core of the Alawite faith, and this Trinity is the central point in their testimony of faith, the testimony that there is no God but Ali, no name but Muhammad, and no door but the Salman the Persian. The Alawites do not fast during Ramadan, and they do not take any kind of mosques or churches, and are content with praying at home. The Alawites have been confined to the coastal areas of Syria since the Middle Ages, and were indeed a controversial group, and were considered infidels by many Muslim thinkers. During the Ottoman rule, the Alawites were subjected to persecution, as the lands of many of them were confiscated, and they were forced to work as slaves. The French invasion of Syria during World War I was a turning point in the history of the Alawites. In one hand, it encouraged them to join the French armies to create a counterweight to the Sunni majority that was resisting the French presence. Their strong relationship with the government began to take a certain shape. On the other hand, the French government divided Syria into autonomous states, perhaps with the aim of weakening the country, facilitating the suppression of rebel movements, and creating instability. The French granted autonomy to the Alawites, and France justified this by the need to protect minorities from the persecution of the Sunni majority. The name Alawites was used for the first time and the name Nusayri was gradually abandoned. Due to the association of the name Alawite with Ali, this name was adopted with the aim of suggesting the association of the sect with Shia Muslims, despite the stark difference between the two beliefs, to gain greater recognition from the Muslims of the region, but also to oppose the Sunni majority in Syria. To this day, Alawites' beliefs remain an issue. Whether they are considered Muslims or non-Muslims is a matter of controversy and disagreement, although the group has made a noticeable effort since the 1920s to get closer to Muslims, especially the Shia. After Hafez al-Assad assumed the presidency of the country in 1971, and since the constitution requires the president to be a Muslim, people protested demanding the implementation of this constitutional condition, and the Alawites led a campaign which resulted in their official recognition as Muslims. This led to many thinkers like the Lebanese Musa al-Sadr to consider Alawites part of Shia Muslims, and he was supported in this by many Shia thinkers and jurists. To this day, most Muslim thinkers throughout history did not consider them Muslims. Ibn Kathir, for example, said about the Alawites that they are polytheists, and Ibn Taymiyyah attacked them severely in his views. The issue of their identity remains a matter of debate, as some believe that the Alawites today can be divided into 2 parts: the Nusayris and the Alawites, where the Alawites are the ones who emphasize their connection to the Shia Muslims, while the Nusayris are those who maintain and cling to the manifestations that have distinguished their religion throughout history. So, as we have seen, the Alawite is a closed, secretive, and exclusive religious group. They have a long and very complex history, and the question of whether they are Muslims or not is still a matter of dispute. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you for watching.